Hi, I'm Kayla, BookTube Turtle. Today I'm going to be reviewing and discussing Caraval by Stephanie Garber. Okay, first I just want to say this is the second time that I'm filming this review video. If you know about all the stuff that happened like 2 weeks ago, then this was one of those videos that got messed up. I think all the other videos I'm going to try to fix, but this one I was like, I'm just going to refilm it because I left some things out that I want to include, so here we are. And you know, I don't have the actual book anymore to show because I got it from the library and I took the book back as soon as I was done filming the first video, so there's no book. You can look at this image on the screen. I also want to point out, how do you pronounce the title of this book? Like, I've been saying Caraval, but like I've heard it said in like so many different ways, like Caraval, Caraval. How do you pronounce it? What is the correct pronunciation? It bothers me that I don't know. Anyway, moving on. So this first part is going to be completely spoiler free, so you can stick around if you haven't read the book yet, and you'll know when I'm moving into the spoilery discussion. So overall, I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I definitely enjoyed it for the most part. It was very fast paced, and like I actually read it in one day. Like if you've seen my booktubeathon vlog, I just like sat down and just read the whole thing. So I got really into it, like where I couldn't put it down. I needed to know what was going to happen next. But there were also some things that I did have a problem with, which I'll talk about later. Anyway, if you don't know, the book follows 2 sisters who are trying to get invited to this performance called Caraval, or however it is you pronounce it. They've been trying to get in for years, and the show is famous for how it involves the audience in like this game, and it allows the audience to participate. And the tagline for the book is "Remember, it's only a game." And the book was full of mystery and deception, and you never fully knew who to trust. And the main character, Scarlet, keeps getting reminded by other characters, you know, calm down, it's only just a game, but is it really? So now I'm going to go into a spoilery discussion. I'm planning to talk about the things that I did like and some of the things that wasn't the biggest fan of. I'm not going to go as in-depth as I have for like some of my other book reviews, just because I feel like a lot with this is the actual experience of reading it, and there's not really as much to like theorize about or anything. So like I said, I really liked how fast-paced it was. Like, it didn't feel like it dragged in any areas, and I really liked the deception aspect of it, like not knowing what characters to trust and not knowing who's just playing the game and who's manipulating who. So I really liked not ever really knowing completely what's going on. I also liked a lot of the plot twists, which I'll talk about more at the end of the video. Okay, so some of my general dislikes, I didn't like how it didn't feel as much of a game as I think it was supposed to, or like how I thought it was going to. There would be like the clues and stuff, but it never felt like she was actually competing against anyone else, except for like at the beginning when the other players were like in her sister's room and like going through tell us stuff or whatever. It just never seemed like she was up against anyone else. She just had to figure things out so she could find her sister. You know, it didn't seem like I don't remember, it's been a while, but I don't think there were really any encounters with other players. Like sometimes she would think somebody would be a player, but they'd end up just one of like the actors for the game. So I don't know. Does that make sense? I also wasn't a huge fan of like the romance aspect between Scarlett and Julian. Like, it was fine, I guess. It just, there was way too much focus on it. I don't know. I mean, Scarlett's goal was to find her sister. Like, her sister goes missing and she's got to find her sister. But there were times when she's like, I don't know who I'm gonna choose, Tella or Julian. I'm just like, what? Like, yeah, who did you choose? Your blood relative that you've known your entire life, or that guy you met 3 days ago? I don't know. That part of the story, I wish it would have been done better. Like, it didn't need to be like completely taken out, it should have been done more realistically. Even though I will say, I did really like Julian's character just because of how deceptive and confusing he was, in the sense that we never really knew if we could trust him. I kept going back and forth with him the entire book, where I was like, should we trust him? No, 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 I don't know if we should trust him anymore. And like, I'd start to trust him, and then he'd do something sketchy, and I'm like, oh, okay, hold up. I don't know about this anymore. And then pretty early on, I was like, wait, does he work for Caraval? And at one point, like even before Scarlet thought anything about it, I was like, wait, he isn't Legend, is he? That crossed my mind. And then I kept going back and forth with that because I was like, no, he can't be a Legend. And then something would happen and I'm like, maybe he is. Okay, now I'm gonna talk kind of about the ending and like the plot twists that happened towards the end. This whole thing like at the end where they're in that room and then Tella just like jumps off the balcony. I wasn't expecting her to actually jump. And then like she died. And then Julian died like right before that because he got stabbed and I was just like, what is happening? Like I wasn't expecting the book to be as violent as it went. I mean, they came back to life and they were fine, but still. And then we find out at the end that this entire thing was all Tella's plan so that they could get away from their father, who I haven't actually talked about yet in this video, but he's awful and I hate him. So like I did really like the ending just because I feel like it was like really cleverly done the way that Tella orchestrated the whole thing, because I didn't see it coming. That she had written to Legend and she knew that she was going to get kidnapped. She knew that that was part of the game. She knew that she was going to die and Scarlet was going to bring her back because like that was her way of like faking her death so that their father would think that Tella was dead and wouldn't have anything on Scarlet anymore. Oh, and then we find out that Legend is Julian's brother, which is kind of confusing. So I'm like, does Julian have some of that like magic or power or whatever too? Because hasn't Legend been alive for a long time? So wouldn't that suggest that Julian's been alive for a long time? I don't know. I want more information about that situation. Okay, so then the ending. On the very last page, there's this letter to Tella that basically says that she has to hold up her end of the bargain and like something about how she's going to be able to see her mother soon, and this person that wrote to her is like planning to collect their payment soon, which I'm confused. Is it Legend? Was that letter from Legend? Because it was signed like your friend or something like that, so it's making me think that it's not Legend, it's like somebody else. But I read that and I was just like, Tella, what did you get yourself into? So I'm assuming there's going to be another book. Like when I went into this, I thought it was a standalone. And then I got to the end and I was just like, nope, it's not a standalone. Or at least I don't think. I can't imagine it being a standalone if it was going to end like that. I don't know. Does anybody know? Is there supposed to be a sequel for this book? Let me know. If you know if there's going to be a sequel, let me know in the comments. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. Let me know in the comments what you thought of Caraval. Were you completely surprised by some of the plot twists, or did you see them coming? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye!